Over the last 40 years, the world of advertising has been completely turned on its head. It's been a massive tectonic shift where the entire landscape has just been reshaped. But while everything from the tools to the job titles looks totally different, has the core of what makes a great ad actually changed at all? Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
I mean, this is the real question, isn't it? One minute you've got Don Draper in a boardroom pitching this beautiful, slow story about a carousel of memories, and then you blink and you've got an AI-generated influencer dancing to some viral soundbite. The journey from one to the other, well, it's not just a change in tech, it's a complete revolution of an entire industry. So, to help us make sense of all this, we're leaning on the insights of Brian Hemsworth. This guy is a true industry veteran who's been right there on the front lines for over 40 years. He has seen it all, from the golden age of print to the dawn of digital, which gives us the perfect lens to really understand this massive transformation. Okay, so the first huge shift, it's all about how the agencies themselves were built. If you go back to the 1980s, the ad world was kind of like a factory with these very distinct assembly lines. Everybody had one specific job, and you pretty much stayed in your lane. Back then, the roles were super clear-cut, right? A copywriter wrote the words, an art director handled all the visuals. Simple. But today's agency is just filled with these hybrid specialists. A motion graphics specialist has to be an amazing artist and a tech wizard. An SEO specialist, they're part writer, part data nerd, part strategist. The old lanes didn't just merge, they were completely bulldozed and redrawn by new tech and what clients were demanding. So not only did the jobs themselves change, but the pace of the work went into absolute overdrive. The old world of advertising moved slow and steady. A magazine ad could take months to go from just an idea to actually being in print. Today, that entire cycle can happen in a few hours. And the speed up was just staggering. Think about it. We went from a world with zero social media to Facebook completely dominating everything in just a handful of years. And as Brian Hemsworth points out, these kinds of massive changes are now measured in months, not decades. It creates this relentless pressure to research, create, and launch campaigns at lightning speed. And look, this whole need for speed wasn't just about making the ads faster. It was about measuring them too. We went from these broad, kind of fuzzy metrics like circulation, basically how many magazines got printed, to incredibly precise real-time data. Now, success is all about things like CTR, your click-through rate. It's no longer enough to just know how many people might have seen your ad. You know exactly how many people acted on it, and you know it instantly. That knowledge created this constant demand to pivot and adapt on the fly. So you've got new jobs, you've got insane speed, and that all leads to this third massive change, the great blending. It wasn't just job titles that merged, whole industries started to dissolve into each other. You know those clear, bright lines that used to separate advertising from, say, public relations? Yeah, those are pretty much gone. In the past, a campaign was a single vertical, like a TV spot or a series of print ads. But now it's this incredibly complex ecosystem. A single ad might be supported by an influencer collaboration, which then drives content marketing, which gets optimized for search engines, and then gets promoted through a big PR push. It's all one giant interconnected strategy now. Okay, so with all this dizzying change, new roles, breakneck speed, blended industries, it's so easy to think that everything from the old world is just obsolete. But is that really true? In the middle of all this chaos, what actually stays the same? I mean, let's be real. The platforms we all obsess over today could easily be gone tomorrow. But that's the key thing to remember. Those are just the tools. They aren't the craft itself. And this is Hemsworth's most crucial point. While the canvas is constantly changing, the art of painting on it stays the same. The core principles that made an ad work back in 1984 are the exact same ones that make an ad work today. Seriously, think about it. It doesn't matter if you're designing a billboard or an Instagram filter, you still need a powerful strategy. You absolutely need genuine creativity to cut through all the noise. And maybe most of all, you need a deep, real insight into what your consumer truly wants and needs. That stuff, that's the timeless foundation no matter what technology you're using. Which kind of leaves us with one last thing to chew on. As AI arrives on the scene, ready to revolutionize all the tools yet again, which of these timeless fundamentals, strategy, creativity, or just raw human insight, is going to be the one thing that truly makes the difference? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining our explanation.